using the announcements, one of your other web page options. There are some other built-in pages that you can use, and you would start by clicking New Page, and as before you would fill in the title. I'm going to call this Notes to Readers, and I will now not simply select a web page. I'm going to click Announcements, and for now I'll put this under the page at the top, and I'll click Create. The new page is created, and it's not part of the navigation system yet. I have to make changes for that. But to see how this works, I would click New Post, and you'll be given the option for each post under this Notes to Reader to create Welcome, or whatever title you want to give it. And then you come in here and you might explain what this section is about, whatever your opening note would be, and when you're finished you could either save it so you go back to it later, or click Save so it actually becomes posted. Now you'll see that automatically this particular format with announcements clicked and put in some data about the date and my section. You need to determine if you want this to be part of the navigation bar, so I went back to the main page, which is Notes to Reader, of which Welcome is a sub-post. And I'm going over to the gear icon, and I'm coming to Page Settings. I've decided to show this title, and I want this to appear in the sidebar, but I don't want to bother having attachments or comments here, so I'll just click Save. This will now appear in the sidebar as Notes to Reader, and I could choose to move that to a different location if I like. And if I wanted to change the location, I would go up to the gear, I would edit the site layout, and come over this area, find where it is right now, and maybe I want to move this right up to the top, and I'll have to scroll here to find it, so that it becomes the first thing that readers will see as they get working at this website. Let me put it down below the home page. And when you're satisfied with where it's located, you click OK, and you'll find now that this section has moved, and I'll close that bar. To see how this announcement page works, I first clicked up to the home page just to give you perspective. Now I'm going to click into my Notes to Reader page, and the original message is here. Now I'm going to click for a new post, and I'm going to wait for it to open up. It can take a while. I'm clicking and dragging over the untitled post. I'm going to call this Next Steps. And I've clicked down into the body area, and I'm going to say what to do once you review the basics. So I would type whatever my message would be, and I do notice I have the files here. I guess I'd have to turn that off, and I'll click Save. Now when I go back to Notes to Readers and look, I find that I have two posts with the time and date stamped here so that I can tell when they were developed, and I can continue adding posts this way. Use the announcement page to add timely messages without having to modify your more stable content.